Okay, so my experiment's making money, and this is the $5 drop system. So somebody had a comment about the $5 drops, and this is a practical way for a person to trade different sizes with a linear risk. And this way, worst thing in the world is you lose $5 per drop. So it's $5 drop. It's like the nickel machines. And the orders last all day, so there's plenty of time to, if you can't make it to the platform in 24 hours, then you would miss an opportunity to reload the gun. Just because they last for a day doesn't mean you have to let them last for a day. So you just got stopped out of something here. So we're coming into the close of United States, and so that's going to be a big deal. There should be some bum rush into that. And so it's like this. So there's a big hole on the north side. We've been chopping around the south side, and so you could have made money in either direction, don't forget. If you get the size right for the price pulse, you will make the same amount of money as the guy that is in the bigger trade, the bigger pip trade, but a smaller size. Both make the same amount of money, so I don't get what the argument is. Here you can see my 3-period cloud. This is a smooth Akinashi cloud with a closing line structure. The interpretation here is pretty simple. You should be short if it's blue, and this is definitely going to be a little laggy, but you go short here and you will get whipsawed if you blindly follow the binary color shift. So this is a lot easier than, this is something available. It's called smooth Akinashi or cloud trading. Just Akinashi straight out of the gate is already smoothed out, and those aren't real wicks. So you have like this 2-period envelope, 3-period envelope, very tight. But it's very responsive, and of course this is a daily chart, so a lot of weird. And of course, as far as the ball that you saw in the other video with the jigsaw, you could also make the same claims here. Oh, look at this, is a multicolored doji. Now you could have somebody that noticed that. Like, look at this inverted hammer here. Last of that trend, though. A complete switch right here. So you could make the claim that it's the holy grail in this one instance, in this one pip size. This is 20 pip handles on the New Zealand dollar in the daily. So all you have to do is get out your calculator, and you could see all the money you could have made here. And all the money you never got filled on. Now, if you put a pack of buy limits here in a 20 pip window and you only filled half the pack, and not to mention, in one day you made more money than you made sitting in this thing till it came back for 2 days. So if you can picture, so when you look back on the chart, you have to picture these kind of situations. Imagine you shorted into this because you're like, yeah, every time it's up hard, I sell. So I sold here, and I didn't get another selling. And I put too tight a stop on that, and I missed out on making 80 pips, or 60 pips. 20 pip handle, $2, a 1K. So I'm risking $5 per drop here. And these last all day. It doesn't say that, but you should probably rename it, save as, and inside here is the edits to configure the time. It's going to come in on, and I guess I could post this in that FX Blue. I could post this demo. But I say you're not going to make, to trade it like, dare I say, a white man, you're going to really have to, not to say that Samurai Trader can't make all that money, but that is the thing about Asian people. Okay, they have the ability to step out in front, like they don't care. I mean, they're just very direct. And so you know, wouldn't care. I'm not really attached to it. I guess American style is you have a bunch of pretty charts or something. Depends. I guess there is some kind of style code. You can barely see the fucking pips here, unfortunately, but here's the 10 pip stop. What I wanted to show through is this D1, and having this different color background enables me to have a different color terminal. The problem with MetaTrader and the colors is they don't correspond to Windows. It's like the appearance or personalization in Windows doesn't translate to MT4. Maybe to MT5 it does. So that's another thing. MT5 looks different graphically because maybe it's in a different file. But this being, you could put this weekly. Now, if you really don't have time to get to this thing and you do work all week, and you know you want to buy if it's down 150 pips just because it's down 150 pips, because for some reason it doesn't matter when it gets there. It'll always be a good price. The fact that it gets there frighteningly slow or fast is inconsequential, and that's why the Gartley pattern's bullshit. Because it's inconsequential. I mean, go watch this Carney guy who's suing everybody. You know what he does? He keeps walking the edge of the triangle out in front. Well, what the fuck? If you have to walk it out in front, then it's bullshit. If it's not telling you dead nuts on where the fuck it's at, and going here, well, place a limit there, ass fuck, and then place a limit in the next place it tells you to plot. What? How is people like, oh yeah, no, this is it, dude? You can be married to 10 women in this market. Now, I know that's the problem. People are like, no, man, I just want to take a time. You don't want to trade multiple tickets. I have $5 a drop, so I'm up. I don't know what I risked, and I like to see the stats on it because I wasn't here for the. I put some bad fucking orders in there, like risk 50 to make 20. There's nothing wrong with risk 50 to make 20 because it's a high probability win. See, Ryan Brown figured that out. So the funny thing about Ryan Brown, he's just short-circuited to. Oh yeah, of course. If I risk 50 pips, I could make 15. No shit. If it's a high probability price zone, you can afford that to pay for the rent, to pay for the expense of the larger trade, right? So did I keep track of how many of those I put in today? No, because it's fake money. But it goes to show you, if you can make money in a carefree state of mind, which is the reason why you trade the demo, because it's really how you want to feel when you're trading the real money. It's just like, dude, it's like demo money. I see this big gaffe. Why these other guys will always be, people that don't want to play rudiments will always be just a casual participant. But the serious guy, and I like these ads, you ever seen ads like Craigslist? Yeah, I seriously, and the guy's like, don't call me. Don't say, hey, your stuff's sold. Why is listing still up? I called the guy. I'm waiting for this guy to answer me. Yeah, Craigslist, I don't get it. So, why did people even bother posting stuff? But here we are inside of the editor. It looks pretty horrid in here, but color scheme wise. But I made the font yellow to stand out so I could see that. So I wanted to be aware of that. And I'm looking for the, to probably tally off on a piece of paper how many tickets I'm in, cross them off, try to keep track, or just count them on the platform. I think it's like 40 tickets fit per page flip inside that terminal. And here you have the choice of, I'd say, you go 12 hours, because the prices you're picking out may not fill for 12 hours. And of course, they could fill in 1 hour. It's going to fill in that 12-hour script that's 50 pips deep. So you actually could get a dramatic move into a pocket. So you can see where those pockets were on any chart, where it's just extremely, just keeps cutting into the larger uncharted waters. whether up or down, because I do think gold. I do think this is. I hate to be so bearish on things like gold and Bitcoin, but I don't know. I just don't get it. See, fundamentally for me, that's just doesn't make sense. But it's just a belief system what gold should be worth and all that nonsense. And if the bottom did drop out, it'd be hysterical to see all the people and all the flat Earth guys on YouTube just go, "See, told you!" Like these Peter Schiff and all these people. Which everybody's right in the end as far as some kind of move, but yeah, the guy that's short Bitcoin at 18, he's still holding his shorts. So you're here at about 6,000, go below 5, people freaking out. But yeah, if you take a look at the whole landscape of the thing, it's going to be some hell of a Christmas. The economy is getting better, which is more dangerous. So if there was ever a time to get that bunker built, this would probably be it. Only because people see if you have stuff, they'd be stealing it. I think so. I don't know. I would be a doomsday person, but so the markets march on here, and I could cash out of everything at the top of the hour, or just let it go. And I don't know what I got left pending here, but let me take a peek. These are all set up to be risk 5 and make less than 5. So on the right, I've got the actual winning amount, risk 5 to make 5, but like I said, there's no spread or commissions in that. Here's your bad bets down here. You're going to risk 5 to make 2. So these last 3 are great for swing trading if you don't mind risking $5. And you can see if you put them in like this, real tight here, you're going to risk $15 on that trade. Then you move it on the next currency pair. And that's it. They're all day, right? And you're just like planting seeds in a... You can come up with any analogy you want to make it feel okay to trade it. Or you could also, like I said, be taking profits because you can get right back in. So let's take a look at this. Would you hold this long? Is this climbing out of a big 15-minute cloud? There's a guy that sent me a thing, cloud trading. He makes money cloud trading. Well, yeah, it's simple rules. You only buy structure trades in the color it's going this way. And so every time it rallies into the cloud, you're selling. Here, not so much. Here, you have to look at this pocket here and say, okay, that's the fucking vacuum there. It's pretty easy. It looks better than. Of course, I could do the jigsaw and put the colors above. Have that notch in. I'll just get that indicator going. But I think once it's popped its cork here, once this goes gushing through this top and rips up and traps everybody here, or at least stops out the bids. We don't know what the spread was at that moment. And that was the Asian slump slide. And I don't have the actual bars here, so we're missing the candles. We're missing the true range. So this is a little bit of a fantasy chart in a way because we're missing the actual bar. So you'd have to throw a bar on top of this now. Indicator called bar. And this would be your, this is going to give you that big, bold overplay. It's going to ruin some of the pretty colors, though. But this is more realistic. And then we could put a white closing prices on there. So this shows you the true range of each bar with the cloud behind it. So you can see the trade plan changes based on the indicator. Here you have some robot that's stacking up. When it sees blue, it starts to counter-enter on stops. It does counter-entries. Here it doesn't make any money. It gets trapped for a wick, gets trapped for a wick. Now it's finally making money. And you have the 30-minute version of that that's still blue, right? Still blue. Just unbelievable stop hunts. So I saw this setup last night. I put in some high risk. See, I'm long here with like a 50 pip stop already. So I'd want to add to this position, say, right? Or I could dump what I'm in and come back, and this is where it becomes really a lot of work trading. It's like you don't know when the momentum's going to die out of each situation. But here I'll go. I'll buy right here, right at the 20 handle, all day long, and I'll buy here at the 20 handle again. So I'll put a pack in here. This is probably like 20K, maybe 30K. So, although that doesn't tell you too much about the stop, because I made the stop fit $5, so this ends up being 2K with a 25 pip stop is $2, and this makes sizing logarithmic here, because you go in half, then you slice it, and here you'd have to go to 9 pips or something, or 9 1/4 or something like that. This is, so this should be risk 50 to make 75. I start to climb up. Oh, here I go, 50 to make 100. So this is the best and widest swing trade. We could also put that in the mix here. In other words, I'd buy real early here if we dip any lower, and I'd buy here way down here where I haven't bought before, so I don't want to duplicate any entries. It's the big trick. And realize that anything you do every 24, say once a day, you come to the chart and you're putting all these bets in on all these currency pairs. And here, I don't even know if I'm up on this trade. I actually put sells in here. But yeah, I'd buy this if it pulled back. So it's a good structured trade here, I think. Yeah, I can't tell. Those are take profits from the bottom orders. Here's risk 10 to make. And the deeper I go, the wider the stop, because if we really are coming down here, it'd probably be crazy. So you have to imagine the scene before it happens. What do you think is going to happen when we come down to this point? So right there, we have a buy order. So you just stack this shit up. And that's the sad truth of it, is that you could stack all that stuff up and walk away and just come back. I could take all profits at the top of the hour here. So I don't know if there's going to be a big pullback before the brokers roll over, and that's in an hour and 5 minutes from now. So I'm going to close everything in profits that's in a profit. Okay, so just have, looks like one ticket left behind here. Okay. So it cost me $1.30 margin, 1,001 leverage. So now, since I'm out with my 185, I'm going to come in with my aggressive, get extra money, and I'm going to, I should have some risk 17 to make 10, but I don't. So here's a risk 17 to make 20, and all day long here. So if we retest this later on, the guppy, I just strew these. I would just put one on every 10 pips all day long. Let that go. Nothing's going to change that. So I'm risking about $50, $60. Redrops $5. Looks like a good place to buy again. Rinse and repeat. So there you go. Then you just let that go. And that's the name of that tune. Let's come back and see how it does. So far, 185. I got to put the Jamaican Blue in there. I mean the FX Blue thing.